the New York police said about Malcolm, right? No one man should have that much power.
Yep. And if they wouldn't, if Malcolm wasn't so far ahead in the game to go find him, then he probably would have been in this prison too with them, right alongside them. I'm telling you, man. Same niggas came out to Malcolm, came out to these niggas.
They was infiltrating us. See, that's how we knew that the war was in our community, was with somebody that looked like us. Even when you read Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, some of those settlements they talking about wasn't no pale faces there. Running shit. Who is these motherfuckers and why we can't see them?
That's right.
Tupac said it better than anybody. Tupac said it better than anybody I know. They say it's the white man I should fear, but it's my own kind doing all the killing here.
Hey, Buckley said, shout out Buckley. I think it said Delilah. That's how you say her first name, Delilah. Chief Rod, did you ever get a chance to talk with Dame Calloway?
No, but we will. He doing his work. I'm doing my work. I'm watching him. He probably watching me, but we know what we're doing.
Oh yeah, it's working. It's coming all together, baby. But you just gave me another piece, Rod. That piece, that Indian training school, boy, they ain't gonna play that on the news nowhere ever. I'm telling you, bro. That's the end. That's. Ooh, they scared when you put that piece out. I'm telling you. They was hoping we never figured that piece out right there, bro. I'm telling you.
Man, I told you they can't trick me.
That piece right there.
I know my people, man. I know my people. I know why we will and won't move on certain shit.
That shit right there ends like now. Because I got into an argument with some $5 Indians, and I was telling them, some of y'all mixed with Asian. I'm looking at them; they look Asian looking, and I'm saying y'all mixed with Asian. And then they came to the reality eventually. But
well, a lot of the Shoshonis, so you got the last name Shaw. That's short for Shoshone, right? And Shawnee. Those two tribes became the popular name Shaw. Too short. Old Mississippian off the Shoshone bloodline. So they marry Asians, a lot of Asians in their family as railroad workers. Right. So we got to know where everybody went. It's a trail. You just passed Angel Bay.
Yeah, Angel Bay. We talked about Angel Bay.
So
you say Tookie Raymond made a connection with the Blue House. Go ahead.
So this right here is a monumental feat in our community that two brothers put their egos aside and say, me and you, dog, we gonna join and unite and figure this shit out together.
Wasn't no damn gang. We wasn't no gang. They turned us into gangs. We were tribal warriors.
A gang is a
yeah, right. Right. But they made a negative connotation of gang. Criminal. They put criminal with the word.
Right, by putting it in the news and spinning it with every foul deed that went on.
Propaganda.
We caught them back in 91 during the so-called Rodney King riots. In the peace treaty, the police dressing up like gangbangers to start wars.
Wow.
It just so happened that we caught them. And Swiss cheese their ass. That's how we found out.
Wow.
They was undercover police.
Wow.
And federal agents masquerading as us. So they got their ass handed to them by them boys in the street. They don't know the boys in the hood is always hard. Come talking that trash, we'll pull your car. Want nothing in life but to be legit. But don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said.
That's right. That's right.
So all of these things, all of these clans forming around their own independent, self-raised leadership. Chucky didn't declare himself the chief. He earned that title by interacting with other Crips. Expanding by his charisma and his influence over those who was nomads in the street, forming clans. Once he understood what was going on the land, then they staged the Geronimo Pratt scene and accused him of murder.
Yep. The killer clowns. COINTEL. So like
those training schools was on the path of the Trail of Tears in varying locations.
Wow.
Somebody asked that question in the comments, Elder. They was like, where was they?
Yeah. The training school,
they was in varying locations. Yeah. So you can probably do a Google search to find out the locations of all of them, because there was a lot of them on the land. That's what when they was going to Indian training school, all of the sisters that's supposed to have been teaching our children, they forced them out of the church to teach for them at the Indian training school under the threat of death. So we use it to our advantage.
Wow. Man, what you saying makes so much sense about why Tookie and both of these brothers, both of these dudes have a certain type of last name that tie them back into a certain bloodline. Like both of these dudes.
Williams is one of the largest family clans on the land.
Yeah, I'm a Williams and a Washington. But both of these dudes.
Washington is a Washita. Williams is a sub clan. Old Mississippian bloodlines.
Tookie Williams actually from the same city, and Raymond. They both from Louisiana. They well, not Raymond, because Raymond dad moved there later. And then I could trace. Look, I'm kin to George Washington Carver. I found out through tracing my history. I'm kin to George Washington Carver. I'm talking about he my great granddaddy first cousin, George Washington Carver. I'm gonna be showing all this stuff later on different tapes though. But I don't want to. But yeah, Tookie is my grandma's cousin, and then he's on my granddaddy's side. So the Washingtons and Williams always married into each other. We always it's a lot of Washingtons and Williams that married into each other.
So out of the Midwest territory, the Browns, which was out of the Ohio, Indiana area, going into Illinois, the Browns was the largest clan. Right. So a lot of these family names was clan, and that's why Cleveland's mascot is Cleveland Browns.
Wow. Go ahead, Roy. Crackheads.
We got to keep our culture and everything moving on the land. Wow. Because we got to be able to reclaim it at the end of the close of the age. So now we want to know where the money gonna come from. It's called the national debit. It was the national debt for the corporation, but when we seized everything, it became the national debit. So if you go to Google, Elder, type in that, how much is the national debt? This how much money they got that's available to rebuild on the land. That's liquid available.
Right now, the national debt says how much does the government pay the interest? No, I don't want to know that. I want to know what the national debt is. Hold on, let me try something real quick. How much is national debt now today? Try that. Okay, all right, it's $31.38 trillion.
Right. That's how much money right now that that we have in a reserve currency. It's probably in crypto that's going to go back to the families. We're going to use the Small Business Administration to teach family banking setup so families can reclaim that what was rightfully theirs to begin with.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So what do Trump play a part, being that in 20, I don't even think he's going to make it, man, because I think they preparing for some. I got a lot of videos from people. I'm going to be talking about that later, from these Humvees. One dude said he opened up the back of a trailer on a Walmart parking lot, and they had a whole bunch of those robots in the back. And they had these Humvees out there. They moving all these Humvees to Walmarts. So maybe they know that we gonna, because that's involved with FEMA, right? So maybe they know that they finna have to get up out of here. It's over, and they gonna just leave us hanging. The banks and everything just gonna shut down. We gonna be they gonna send us into hysteria if we don't know if we don't prepare for this. If we don't prepare for them to cut us off and leave us on our own. You know what I'm saying? With the money and all that. We don't need the money, but people gonna panic, and it's gonna cause chaos for a little while until people calm down and realize we don't need money. We could just trade. Like you got corn, I got rice, let's trade. But niggas,
that's the barter system.
Yeah.
But see, the currency system, if it ain't anything that's not corrupt, it'll work. If you get the corrupt hands, the dirty hands out of the pot, then it'll run functional. I don't know what financial system we gonna be on when it's done, but I know whatever it is, it's gonna be better than debt-based reserve currency, because that's what we under. Debt-based reserve currency.
Wow.
Monopoly money.
Yep, pretty much fiat. Yep. But I tell you, every time Rod come on, this nigga drop some shit on some. That's why Nick, you could have dropped the mic on that Indian school piece. You could have dropped the mic and walk off stage after that. That was a wrap right there. I'm telling you, man. You could have just dropped the mic while that shit right there. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do with that. Oh man, you don't even know, man, what you just did with that. Oh man.
Yeah, I told you that, but you know that you probably don't remember, but one of our earlier joints together, we went over that information, where they came from.
Yeah, you did. In the $5.
The only thing is, I didn't show you where they was trained to pretend to be us at.
But that man, because I was wondering, I was thinking they was they was some of these people were our children. Some of them wasn't even our children. They just were trained to act like us. Wow, that's crazy. That's devastating. It's devastating. At the same time, it's good information. It's like a whole bunch of shit just going on in my mind just off and on that one piece that these motherfuckers went to. But you said, like you said, we actually trained them to preserve our shit.
Yeah, Nova Ali said. He said, pull up Nova Ali quote, the one with the red circle around it.
Okay, let's see.
In the oral statements and prophecy, he said he was gonna make the. It's in the folder.
Oh yeah, you showed it to me, right?
Okay,
all right, yeah, the one with the red circle on it. Let me go to that. It's down here.
There you go.
Right here, this one right here.
Okay,
it's not that one. It says the only thing that the word would surprise me if it's a more would do right. God damn, Nova Ali going hard on the most.
You see that red circle at the top?
Right here.
Yeah, that's it. See, this is good. When they be telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, I go pull something like this up. Number 45, that's the big gun.
This is done by when you view the colors, you say, how do they make me feel? Because when you understand how the colors make you feel, as your cortex broadens, you will see people just outside of your field of vision, and you'd be like, where the fuck that motherfucker come from? And when you look direct, you know they there, but you can't really see them. Yeah, that's the elders. But you will be able to perceive them when you tie your visual cortex to your emotion, because you can sense when somebody's close to you.
Okay.
Right? That's the same faculty you're developing when you study in Tantra. The Qigong is teaching you how to work with energy, but more importantly, it's teaching you how to read the energy. In Qigong, you can't do Qigong healing if you can't sense the energy field in detail of the other person. All of these is our ancient sciences. That's all of that stuff that they talk about in India. India got one of the most expansive historical medical treatises on earth herbs. But we act like it's all folklore. It's just some made up shit they said to try to sound deep, like these Moors be doing.
You always coming at the Moors, right?
Only the dirty ones. I got mad love for the righteous Moors.
Indeed.
I could sit here and name righteous Moors for 5 hours straight without ever repeating the same one.
It's deep.
That's how many righteous Moors I know. Dirty Moors, I don't know that many. But the ones that's dirty, they some dirty motherfuckers.
So you was just talking about the eyes, Rod. Now I've heard people say, and it's funny, Dr. B Series was just talking about the eyes. Last night we was talking briefly about the eyes and how it's an instrument. Well, we're going to that later, but let me ask you this. I heard people say to protect your heart when you're around people, make sure you protect your heart. You know, that girl will break your heart, or that dude to break your heart, protect your heart. But I don't hear a lot of people say to protect your eyes. Now, if eyes are the windows to the soul, what's up with our eyes? Should we have more protection barriers? Is that why we should wear sunglasses? Or talk to me about the protection of our eyes.
Look, all the protection we need, we born with it. We just got to activate it. Right? Like, the only reason you got to protect your heart because you're born ignorant.
Mm.
If you was one of the wise ones, if you was born fully sentient, you ain't never got to worry about if you gonna get your heart broken. Now that ain't even an option.
You ever notice somebody looking at you and they're like trying to gaze in your eyes, like try to be a vampire? That ever happened to you?
Those sociopaths.
Mm.
I talked to serial killers in the joint, and some of them motherfuckers, there's nothing in there. I'm talking about a window to the soul, they windows broke out.
Empty vessel.
Empty vessel. And all they can do is recite how many motherfuckers they killed and how they killed them. And most of them didn't get caught for most of the dirt they did. But when you look at them, you know they not like us.
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
Then you got the ones, big lip ass motherfuckers, always got a kind game to run on you. Come here, good brother, let me holler at you for a minute. Don't good brother me. If you want all my motherfucking alarms to go off, call me good brother. When they come with that good brother shit, they coming with a kind game.
Oh man, come here. Oh man.
That mean they finna try to do something nefarious, and you gonna be the end up being the one holding the bag as victim or loser. It don't matter which one you gonna call it.
What was it you before that said talking about the eyes, the shape of the eyes mean you come from a different part of the galaxy? Was it you that said that? Talking about the different.
Dr. Carson eyes, unmistakably the eyes of his daddy. I mean, the eyes of Inky.
You talking about Billy Carson?
Mm-hmm. When you look in his eyes, just like you looking straight at Inky, but he ain't Inky.
Shit.
He don't put enough doctors Captain Kirk emotion in this shit. That's how you know he ain't Inky. Inky is passionate about everything he do. And the only thing he care about, good food, good pussy, and goddamn good wine. He don't care about nothing else.
Man. So would you consider Earth a spaceship? I've heard certain people say that. Would you consider this
I call it Spaceship Earth all the time.
That's Spaceship Earth. So instead of looking at them as planets, we should look at them as spaceships? Like this whole thing? Saturn.
You got to develop your perception. I call it Spaceship Earth for the Wizard of Oz effect. Right. So the ISIS seat is the cockpit. The man behind the curtain is in little bitch ass. Right. So when I say it's Spaceship Earth, I'm using that to remind me, not nobody else, that somebody hijacked Earth and we about to take this bitch back because that's the only thing I care about. So I can go about my business. I hate social media. I'm not a public type character. Right. But this information is more critical than what the fuck I feel like.
What's the deal with Akhenaten? Who was Akhenaten? What was he about?
Akhenaten, that's because they cloned him, right? And they named him Barry del Sortoro. He's an Akhenaten clone. So the royal families got a hierarchy of rulership, right? Tut rule was next, and it wasn't supposed to be Tahuti rule for another like 2,000 years. They cloned to make the older royal brother override his son, which was Tut. Right? The boy king, Tutankhamun, right? The boy king was the heir. So when you hear Pac say, am I wrong to fight for what's mine? This is what he's talking about. When he tell you back for everything they owe, no longer oppressed, this is what he's talking about. This his shit. He's supposed to be the one telling y'all this shit right now, but he would have been dead for real and instead of extracted had he started dropping what he needed to drop. So what did he do? They pulled the emergency alert system to planet Earth. Right? So he was there. It's called the Million Man March. The reason why they had to do the Million Man March, because I'm not going to participate if you niggas not going to get together for something. Y'all got to just stand together one time for something, and I'll tear this bitch up till they give it to you. And nobody wasn't standing up. They all got an excuse. They all after their own bag. They ain't doing nothing for the community. Everybody doing it for selfish game. I don't want no bunch of motherfucking selfish, self-centered, entitled ass feel like they got something coming to them. No, you don't. You got to earn your keep, or you don't need to be here. So when they had the Million Man March, that was a massive alarm system alert. That means that even the dirty Moors forgot what the fuck was going on. Even they got this shit wrote down on the logs in the motherfucking Masonic lodges. And still forgot how to undo the shit. Because they can't read their own fucking code. They got half the keys. They call it broken keys, missing keys. That's because they're not doing the proper due diligence in order to get to a part to close the motherfucking shit out. If you go back and listen to my first dialogue with Todd, she said, as soon